Before we get to your scheduled video, please remember that likes and comments tell YouTube to promote our work to other people, and subscribing to the channel tells you when something new drops. You can also head to the link tree in the description to peruse my books, join us on Discord, or support us on Patreon. You can get episodes of Journey of Wrestling and Violent Profiles early, as well as a load of other treats. Even just $1 a month earns you a name drop for being cool. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show. Greetings and salutations, fellow spacefaring cinephiles. It is I, Eric J. Chucky, joined as always by the boy.
Hey!
This is the Two Nerds Podcast, and everything in the last half hour of my life has endeavored to make me upset. But I'm not going to let it. Do you know why?
What is that?
I was hoping you did.
I have guesses.
Okay.
I think part of the reason you're not allowing your recent frustrating experiences to overcome your experience of life is because we have generous patrons.
Name them.
They are, in total, Rob, a guy from Ohio, Passion Killer 711, and Distrucity KTL. And those generous patrons pay us $1 a month, one, for the august privilege of being cool, which we are legally allowed to give someone the designation of in exchange for that dollar.
Government sanctioned.
And two, to help us make the show. And the show isn't as fun if you're mad about stuff that isn't happening on the show.
Why, you're right. Those horrible goblin noises were cats who decided it was time to fight just now.
They love to play fight only when we're recording things.
It's not actually fighting, but it's like when you're at the zoo and you tell the kids, those monkeys are fighting.
Yeah. So, it is now time for Two Nerds Don't Go to the Movies. Now, you may ask yourself, wait a minute. Why, I can read thumbnails, and I think I'm missing an episode of Two Nerds Don't Go to the Movies. The playlist seems to be missing a time period. There's a reason for that, too.
Mm-hmm. Might as well be called Two Nerds Fans Don't Tell Two Nerds That Two Nerds Don't Go to the Movies doesn't have audio.
Yeah, so, thank you. We appreciate all your views. We appreciate you guys giving us the dollar for the patrons. Liking, all that. It really helps. You know how this helps? If when you're watching our stuff, you actually watch it, or listen to it maybe, and then when you notice that the entire episode doesn't have audio, you maybe tell us.
We had so many views on it, and not even like one random asshole who stumbled across it was like, there's no audio on this, you dumbasses. Which I'm not mad about. It's actually very funny for me. It wasn't a very good episode. Our takeaways from January, February 2022, which was the last and now missing episode, were The Outwaters, Knock at the Cabin, Kids vs. Aliens, The Devil Conspiracy, and The Old Way. For one reason or another, those all kind of piqued our interests.
And thus have been added to the list of movies we hope to, at some day, watch.
There's a lot of movies on the list, though, and we don't tend to watch movies, hence the title.
Two Nerds Don't Go to the Movies.
Mm-hmm, you figured it out. All right. Well, let's get into at least March, and we'll see where we are. But the timer, that's how this works. This is March of this year, 2023. Creed 3 came out. I dimly remember seeing ads for this, but I don't know that I was super... It feels like it was so long ago that might have been Creed 2.
So the reason I haven't watched Creed 3 is because I haven't watched either of the other two movies in this series.
Technically, there was the final Rocky movie was like the bridging point.
Okay, sure. I've watched that one.
There you go.
And there's nothing to do with the premise, and I really like Michael B. Jordan, and I like the Rocky movies. I think they're fun. I just haven't... You know how I don't watch many movies? That I would be perfectly happy to watch this. I do have some homework to do first, though.
Yes. I wouldn't be against it. I don't, as a reasonable person, hate Rocky movies for no reason.
Yeah, if you just hated Rocky movies for no discernible reason, that I think would make you an asshole. Anyway,
Just gonna go ahead and start writing this one.
Yeah, I didn't know this existed. This Operation Fortune Ruse de Guerre. That's a Guy Ritchie movie starring Jason Statham. That's gonna be that's a banger, I can already tell. We're watching this.
Yeah, that looks great. Fantastic. No notes.
I need to know nothing else.
Yeah.
I trust this filmmaker, I trust that actor. We're watching that.
Yeah. Alright, we move on to A Little White Lie. Independent comedy film written and directed by Michael Marin and based on the 2013 novel Shriver by Chris Belden. Stars Michael Shannon, who I do like, Kate Hudson, who's okay. Don Johnson. Up and down. Never mind.
Yeah, I think we see the deal breaker. Someday I could watch this movie, but you have an irrational hatred of Zach Braff. Tell the audience of your irrational hatred of Zach Braff.
I have a rational hatred of Zach Braff. And I watched all of BoJack, and he was in several of those episodes. In fact, a very funny thing happened to him, but I'm not going to spoil it. He's just a douche. He's just a wiener. He's just a wiener and a douche. Like, he's a tenth of the power level of his famous Scrubs character, Dr. Wiener Douche, but he is still, in real life, kind of a dick from everything I've absorbed. Maybe he's nice, maybe he's charitable. He seems like a smug motherfucker in everything he does. Even the stupid commercial he does with his friend, who is nice. Turkleton?
Dr. Turkleton.
Yeah. And that's fine. That's good. That's fine and good. I don't like him in it.
Okay.
The end. This film's about a handyman with the same name as a famous writer who's mistakenly invited to a literary festival and welcomed by fans and writers, but is exposed as an imposter when the real Shriver arrives. Spectacular.
I don't think of Michael Shannon as a comedic actor, really.
Oh, are you kidding me? That deadpan would be great.
Yeah, I'm not saying he couldn't do it. I'm just saying it's not casting I expect.
Oh, no, and Zach Braff is the real Shriver? Despicable.
Are you kidding? That's perfect casting, given your opinion of him.
Yeah, I would be.
He's clearly going to be an antagonist in the movie.
Yeah. They redid Childs of the Corn.
I wonder if it's anything at all more like the original short story.
You know, Children of the Corn is not a great movie. It has some iconic lines.
He Who Walks Behind the Rose is a fucking weird short story.
I'm just gonna put it on the list. I'm provisionally interested. Who knows? It could be terrible, like the Firestarter remake.
I would be interested. Oh man, I'm not fucking watching that Firestarter remake. I looked more into that.
Yeah, it's stupid. They just missed the point. But yeah, I'll check it out. Who cares, you know?
Yeah, worth adding to the list.
Palm trees and power lines. Did you know you're not supposed to pronounce the L in palm? Now you do. It's a coming-of-age drama, and that's why I didn't see it.
Yep, not really interested in those. Moving on.
You know, that's another thing the Ninja Turtles broke. That was definitely a coming-of-age movie, and I loved it.
They've been grandfathered in, I'm pretty sure.
Or it was really good.
I mean, others are presumably really good, and you don't like them.
No, they're fine. I'm just spent on them. That's all. The Year Between is an independent dramedy. That's a type of camel. Alex Heller stars and directs. J. Smith Cameron, Steve Buscemi, Bechamel. It's a type of like moose or something, right? Cheese.
It's a good joke he's doing.
I love Steve Buscemi. I actually have quoted him on this podcast so many times. Did you know? Go back and watch all the podcasts and comment when I
don't
quote
watch
Steve
all the
Buscemi.
podcasts. Skip like the first few.
Yeah, I didn't quote him then. In her sophomore year at college, Clemence Miller Heller has alienated everyone with her erratic behavior. Well, that's childhood for me. Some bullying. There's a psychiatrist.
This sounds like a dramedy. Yeah. Okay. Well, no.
I'm all right. I'm okay. You all right? Okay?
Yeah. No thanks.
Okay. Let's go to The Unseen, which we did not see.
Hey, you know what? Right there.
Horror thriller directed by Yoko Okumura. Okumura? My Persona 5 playing, I believe, says this is Okumura. And her feature directorial debut stars Midori Francis, Jolene Purdy, and Missy Pyle. Gas station clerk Sam receives a call from Emily, a nearly blind woman who is running from her murderous ex in the woods. Emily must survive the ordeal with Sam being her eyes from afar using a video call. This is the premise of one of the Camera Oscura games. What are those called? The ones where you find ghosts with a camera on the PlayStation.
I vaguely know what you're talking about, but I could not possibly tell you what
I watched Mention Better Shit on Your Shit Nitro Rad's entire catalog this year. Only stumbled across him recently, and he went through all those games and mentioned that was a couple of times you are guiding a blind person through your cell phone camera.
I mean, that's a cool premise. Mm-hmm. Good premise for a movie. I like it.
If I stumbled across it while I'm like looking for something to watch, I might watch it, but I'm not going to put it on the list, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not. I'm not gonna seek this out. Scream Vi. I think this is about the League of Legends character.
Yeah, all these are the character from League of Legends, and that's
I think his name is Shaco.
Shaco. That is Shaco. Some people say it's Shaco.
They're wrong.
Yeah. I'm not really going to look at the plot of this, and I don't want it to be spoilered. I've watched the rest of the Scream. I didn't watch Scream 5. I'm 2 Screams behind.
You're 2 Screams behind at this point. You got homework before you're allowed to watch Vi Scream.
I could watch those. I don't hate them. They're out there, though. I'm not going to... It's Scream.
I'm not going to forget them.
We wanted to watch 65, and we just didn't.
Yeah, that's exactly this. We genuinely wanted to watch this. This looks cool as hell.
I'm gonna put it on the list so we don't forget again. I just thought this looked neat.
Yeah, I thought this looked super cool. We went to a movie at some point during this time frame, and we saw a trailer for it, and we both agreed we wanted to watch it. And then life happened, and we didn't.
Adam Driver fights dinosaurs. Sounds great.
Yeah, A plus.
Champions.
Oh, another League of Legends film. Okay.
Sports comedy drama directed by Bobby Farrelly. Remake of a 2018 Spanish film of the same name. Hey, that worked for Rec. Starring Woody Harrelson as a temperamental minor league basketball coach who is, after an arrest, much coast a team of players. None of those words came out right. With intellectual disabilities as community service.
I'm not gonna quote Tropic Thunder. I'm not gonna quote Tropic Thunder right now because I don't want to. It seems insensitive, but I don't care for I don't care for this idea. You should never go to this idea.
I think what's happening here is that the cast is at least partially authentic.
That does make that a lot better.
It makes it a different movie, though, and I don't want to see that one for a different reason.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, I'm uplifted enough right now. I don't need to be brought low to be uplifted. Oh, God, I thought some sort of app was launching. It was just hovering over the DC Studios logo. I had to fight the Riot app to close before we started this podcast. Chang Can Dunk is another big year for sports drama films. Starring Bloom Lee, Dexter Darden, Ben Wang, and Zoe Renee. Oh, Chase Liefeld and Marty Ma also. Underdog coming-of-age basketball story.
It's a Disney Plus movie.
I don't care.
You know what? That just occurred to me.
What's up, pal?
It would be interesting to look at the relative trend of sports drama movies. Like, what societal factors precursor these waves of sports drama movies? Because they go away for a while.
And then they come back.
Like, you get, like, you remember the Titans era? There were, like, 19 other similar movies right in that block, and then they just didn't exist for 10 years. And I want to know what causes these cycles. But I'm definitely not going to put in the effort to research that. So...
Southern Gospel doesn't have a link. I don't see myself watching that. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I'm not going to click through. We didn't watch that because I am the driving force to us going to the movies sometimes. And
I didn't even see the first Shazam movie. I had no interest in it.
I liked it, but watching Zach Levy lose his fudge, just deposit the entirety of his fudge over The Rock, ruining his movie by changing the post-credit scene, which is totally why people go to see movies, really turned me off. And also the 1 million ads on every episode of AEW Dynamite.
That posits a very awful universe of people going to the movies. Imagine being so sad and creatively bankrupt that you think the only reason people would go see the movie you worked very hard to make was because Henry Cavill was in it for a little bit after the movie was over.
Yeah.
Imagine how sad a life that must be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move on now, because that made me sad.
I think the guy was going through some shit. I mean, as we're all aware, Warner Brothers is not doing so hot. And, that's where he works. So, the Boston Strangler... Oh, very strange. Historical crime drama.
About the Boston Strangler. Okay.
Keira Knightley, Loretta McLaughlin.
I mean, it's probably good. It's on Hulu.
David,
We got Hulu.
Yeah. I don't know. The historical part makes me a little concerned.
That just means a period piece, really.
Sometimes those are Nightmare Alley.
Shit, yeah, you're right. Maybe not on the list because we've been burned before.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about that. The Magician's Elephant.
Well, that looks delightful,
That's
but
cute.
certainly not something I'm interested in.
No, I don't care. But look, how nice.
Yeah, I'm happy this
Benedict
movie...
Wong is in it. I like him.
Yeah, that's
Mandy
true.
Patinkin, people like him too. Yeah. If you like
I'm
magicians
happy this exists.
and elephants, and you have Netflix, you're
Go
paying
for it.
$44.55 a month for 2 episodes of Netflix. Moving on. Is an American comedy film. See what I did there? Starring Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, Malcolm McDowell, Sarah Burns, and Richard Roundtree. That's Shaft.
I can dig it.
Thank you. I wasn't moving on until you did that.
I could tell. Yeah.
Two estranged former friends reconnect at the funeral of a mutual friend and decide to exact revenge on their dead friend's widower for the harm he caused to them decades earlier. Not my thing, but I could see me enjoying it in spite of myself.
So this is like Earl's Gotta Die delayed edition?
It's more like after all this time, you know what? Fuck it. Earl does have to die. We were cool before, and now I'm not into it. Wildflower, coming-of-age comedy drama by Matt Smuckler, what a name, and Janice Savage.
For those not reading the tiny text on screen, he's not even doing his weird bit where he mispronounces names he knows. That's what that name is.
Or maybe it's Smuckler, which is even more interesting. It's got Brad Garrett in it, somewhere down here. Bea is the daughter of 2 intellectually disabled parents, Sharon and Derek, and during her senior year in high school, Bea is left comatose. Through flashbacks, the story explores aspects of her life, including a romantic relationship with fellow student Ethan. I could not give a shit, but that sounds nice for someone. Are you really into that?
Fuck no.
Okay. Supercell,
I was sitting here baffled.
disaster action film, starring Skeet Ulrich, Anne Heche, Daniel Diemer, and Alec Baldwin.
Well, I mean, I'm not super interested in Alec Baldwin. I don't know what happened on the filming of this movie, but I can't trust him very much. He's not an actor who's safe to work with.
A young man lives up to his parents' legacy to witness and chase storms with his friends and family out to save him.
So this is...
It's like Twister, kind of.
I don't...
It sounds like low-budget
Do
Twister.
not besmirch Twister in such a way.
Good. I've not been a fan of Alec Baldwin for a long time. Because, I don't know, have you seen him?
Yeah.
He's not quite as acerbic as Zach Braff. He's not quite as up his own ass.
That's such a hot take. I want you to know Alec Baldwin is less up his own ass than Zach Braff is the hottest of possible takes.
But he is next in line. Pinball, the Man Who Saved the Game is a biographical comedy drama film starring a bunch of people I don't know. It's about a pinball wizard.
Who helped overturn New York City's ban on pinball.
There has to be a twist.
We're just making movies about any old motherfucker out now, aren't we?
Actually, that does sound kind of interesting. But like, I don't know that I want to watch a movie about it. I'd rather watch a documentary or read about it on the internet.
Yeah, a documentary about this would make sense. A movie about this is...
You can just go do that.
Yeah,
it
you can just
seems.
click his link on Wikipedia and don't need to watch the movie.
I just don't need that uplifting.
John Wick, Chapter 4.
I'd have to see the first 3 chapters.
I've seen the first John Wick.
Let's look at the poster. Oh, there he is.
Yep, it's him. I liked the first John Wick a lot. I've never seen any of the others. Nothing against them, I just haven't.
A Good Person, starring Zach Braff. Oh no, directed and screenplayed by Zach Braff, starring Florence Pugh, Molly Shannon, and some other folks. Morgan Freeman's in there too. Okay, just no summaries. We don't do those. Okay, interesting. It's a drama film. Allison Johnson's an aspiring musician. Drugs occur. She meets Daniel at his house. I'm not like beyond Zach Braff. I wouldn't.
I maybe put a summary in.
Yeah. The Tutor. Garrett Hedlund, Noah Schnapp, Victoria Justice, and Johnny Weston. Sounds like a name I made up. When professional tutor Ethan Campbell accepts a job at a remote mansion, he soon finds himself, God, why can't I talk today? Battling his disturbed...
it's probably the bit you've been doing this whole time where you just wildly mispronounce people's names.
That's so intentional I cannot express to you how little it has any effect on my tongue. Battling his disturbed student's obsessions with threaten to expose his darkest secrets and unravel his carefully crafted personality. Psychological thriller. That sounds a little bit interesting, actually. It sounds a bit like... it reminds me of something, but I can't quite tell what. I guess like a really dark version of... what was that movie with Bill Murray? Can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
They're both after the same girl. One's a student, one's Bill Murray. The girl's a teacher.
Yeah, I mean, that movie sounds interesting. I don't know about this.
Well, yeah, but this is like a dark version of that, it seems. I don't know. I'm not going to put it on the list if that's all right. Last Sentinel.
It has no links.
No links.
Okay.
Sorry, Tenel Tomb.
I don't need to know more. That's fine.
Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. We watched it. We did a podcast on it. It was fun.
Yep.
Murder Mystery 2.
I haven't seen the first one.
A sequel to Murder Mystery. Stars people who seem like I know their name.
Produced by Adam Sandler, starring Adam Sandler. So, yeah, probably.
Okay. Jennifer? Don't know who those people are. I don't care for Adam Sandler. That's basically the reason. I didn't hear this came out, though. I kind of remember the first Murder Mystery coming out. But, do you want to watch Murder Mystery 2?
Meh.
In the dark on it. Tetris. I did want to watch this. It's about the creation of Tetris.
It's a thriller?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think it qualifies. I don't think making the game Tetris qualifies as a thriller. I'm sorry.
I mean, I will remind you that Tetris came out in the 80s during the Cold War and is a Russian game.
And that's fine. You know what? That's excellent, great. It still ultimately is about Tetris.
I thought it looked neat, but it's already on one of my to-watch later lists on a streaming platform somewhere. I'll get to it when I get to it. Spinning Gold. Oh, not what I was expecting from the poster.
That man's about to flip you off.
Uh-oh. Biographical drama based on the life of Neil Bogart, Casablanca Records founder.
I don't care.
I've never heard of any of that. I know who the Pips are.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sure this guy is very important to music industry history. I really don't give a shit. I don't give even the remotest whiff of a shit about this. Sorry.
Maybe if I saw a trailer for it, I would care. Like the trailer might wrap me up in the spirit of the time, and I'd be like, "Oh, that looks cool." But as it stands, I'm okay. Space Oddity, directed by Keira Sedgwick, starring a bunch of people I've never heard of and Kevin Bacon. A man tries to secure insurance in order to go on a one-way trip to Mars, but falls in love. Never have I more wanted to just get up from the chair and leave.
Can you do me a favor and click on the first actor in the starring section? The cast, Kyle Allen.
Kyle Allen? That's a Green Lantern, isn't it?
I think I recognize him, but I don't know from what.
American Horror Story Apocalypse.
No, I've never seen that. I guess, I don't know. Okay. He must look like someone else.
The greatest beer run ever.
Yeah.
He played Bobby Pappas.
I thought he vaguely looked like one of the actors from National Treasure, but it's not that guy.
No, I guess not. We next have 1001. American drama film with a bunch of people I've never heard of, set in the 90s and 2000s, follows a single mother who decides to kidnap her son out of foster care to raise him herself, and the two struggle with life in a constantly changing New York City. It sounds interesting, but not like something I would turn on.
It's definitely one of those movies that if it was already on at a place I went, I would get wrapped up in.
Yeah. Like when you're over a relative's house and it's on in the background and they're talking over it, but you're like eyes constantly
I kind of
drifting.
wish you would shut up. This is interesting.
Assassin is a title with terrible search index and a science fiction action film.
Oh, wow. And it's even like a bad... Look, Assassin, in association with a science fiction action genre thing, has already been firmly co-opted. Your SEO is garbage. It's in the trash. You really should have thought this through.
Well, so Bruce Willis seemed to have been going through the "oh no, I've got the Alzheimer's, better make as many movies as I can" period of his life, and this is one of them.
Yeah, it came out in 2023, which probably means the version of Bruce Willis that filmed this was a version of Bruce Willis that didn't remember moonlighting anymore.
It's entirely possible. Acidman, well, I don't know, that sounds...
Aww, we were both so instantly disappointed.
I like his mustache, but I don't know.
He's not gonna shoot acid.
No. Hayden Church plays Lloyd. Wasn't that his character on, Wings? Was that Thomas Hayden Church?
You know what? Same guy.
Sure. Reclusive man who's tracked down by his daughter Maggie, played by Agron, which is a Pokemon. After a decade apart to tell him some important news. His UFO obsession makes communication hard. There are so many nouns in that I would be interested about, but I don't... The way you put them
Thomas
together...
Hayden Church is foremost among them. He's a good actor.
I gotta look, right? Am I remembering that wrong?
Oh, yeah, no, that's the guy you think that is.
No, it's the guy I think it is, but, like, was that the name? Lowell.
Close. Close.
Close.
Maybe
Malum.
he changed his name.
Oh, Jesus, that's spooky.
All right, well, Malum, you have a good poster.
Horror film. Reboot reimagining the 2014 film Last Shift, starring people no one's ever heard of. Rookie cop takes the last shift at a decommissioned police station where members of a cult committed suicide years prior. When she begins experiencing paranormal occurrences throughout the night, she begins to uncover the truth about the cult and its connection to her family's past. Oh.
I've seen this video game. This is the autopsy one, where you are like a coroner's assistant.
Oh, that one's cool, yeah.
I've seen this. This is an indie horror game that someone made a movie of instead and named Evil in Spanish. Also bad SEO, just so we're clear.
That's Markiplier. Markiplier did that. It's not out yet.
Scroll up to the name. Latin, excuse me. Latin for evil.
No, I was making a joke because Markiplier is doing a movie based on an indie horror game, and I don't think he's going to change the name to the Latin word for, like, submarine of blood or anything, so we're probably good on
look,
that.
this is a great premise. I'm not shitting on this as an idea. What a great idea. Take a horror, like an indie horror game premise that you could make with like reused fucking Unity assets and make a movie out of it instead. That's great. That a movie is about how long of entertainment you usually get out of those games, so it's just a more streamlined experience.
I mean, I usually watch somebody else play them, so
yeah, we've just simplified the whole process. You don't have to make a game and then like bait Markiplier into playing it. You can just make a movie and then people can watch it directly without a little man in the corner. And if I really want the little man, I can wait till it's on demand. I can pull up Markiplier playing a different game. And just crop out and just look at the little Markiplier man, put it in the corner, right? And then I can simulate him playing your game like a movie. Or him playing your movie like a game. That'd be fun.
I wonder what movie and what episode of Markiplier lines up like that.
Like, is there a like Dark Side of Oz for a Markiplier episode?
Yeah.
And I think probably the first Five Nights at Freddy's and Bring It On.
You have no idea how much I want to put that together now. I remember the screaming when I saw Bring It On, and I can only imagine Markiplier. Not because it's a cheerleader movie, it's because it's really fucking stupid. And I know the stupid is intentional because it's supposed to be satire.
Haha, I'm only pretending to be stupid.
But it's too accurate. It's not a joke when you're like, why did the chicken cross the road? Sometimes chickens just do things.
That's a great joke.
I know.
I nearly spit my drink out.
I'm far better comedian than whoever made Bring It On. Now, the sequel films were okay. I had fun with the college one. It was stupid.
Because they turned it up enough that it made sense.
Well, or they were just being movies and not trying too hard to be like a movie in an eggshell in a vest.
Ce n'est pas un movie.
Just trying to get us over the finish line here.
I know.
Hey, if you're still listening, watching.
Hey, leave a comment telling us if we have audio on this episode.
Yeah. I would appreciate that deeply.